Shalom, good morning. Boker
Shalom, good morning, Boker Tov.
Tov. Welcome back to the Parshah study. The camera not working again, but we're going to continue anyway. So we are starting a new Parshah. Let me see if I can say this right. Parshah Tazria-Metzora. Okay, Tazria-Metzora. And we're looking in Leviticus, chapter 12. Chapter 12 is very short. It's only 8 verses, and we're also going to read chapter 13. So that's in Leviticus or Vayikra, chapter 12. And we'll say the blessing, and we'll begin. Baruch Hu et Yahweh HaMborach.
Baruch Yahweh HaMborach Leolam Ba'ed.
Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikohamim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Yahweh noten haTorah. Amen. So, in this Torah portion, we are talking about the law of ritual impurity and ritual purity. So we talked about clean and unclean animals, and now we're continuing with the laws of ritual impurity and purity. So let's look at Leviticus chapter 12, and I'll go ahead and begin. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, When a woman has conceived and has given birth to a male child, then she shall be unclean 7 days, and from the days of her monthly separation she is unclean. And on the 8th day the flesh of its foreskin is circumcised, and she remains in the blood of her cleansing 33 days. She does not touch whatever is set apart, and she does not come into the set apart place until the days of her cleansing are completed. But if she gives birth to a female child, then she shall be unclean for 2 weeks, as in her monthly separation, and she remains in the blood of her cleansing for 66 days. Okay, let's hear that in the Hebrew.
וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל לאמור, אישה כי תזריע וילדה זכר, וטמאה 7 ימים, כי מי נידת דבותך תטמא. וביום השמיני ימול בשר עורלתו, ו30 יום ו3 ימים תשב בדמי טהרה, בכל קודש לא תיגע, ואל המקדש לא תבוא, עד מלות ימי טהרה. ואם נקבה תלד, וטמאה 7 שבועיים כנידתה, ו60 יום ו6 ימים תשב על דמי טהרה. ובמלות...
And verse 6. And when the days of her cleansing are completed for a son or for a daughter, she brings to the priest a lamb a year old as a burnt offering, and a young pigeon or a turtle dove as a sin offering to the door of the tent of meeting. And he shall bring it before Yahweh and make atonement for her, and she shall be cleansed from the flow of her blood. This is the Torah for her who has given birth to a male or a female. And if she is not able to bring a lamb, then she shall bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, one as a burnt offering and the other as a sin offering, and the priest shall make atonement for her, and she shall be clean.
Amen.
The rest of chapter 12 in the Hebrew. Here we go.
ובמלות ימי טהרה, לבן או לבת, תביא כבש בן שנתו לעולה, ובן יונה או תור לחטאת, אל פתח אוהל מועד אל הכהן. והקריבו לפני אדוני, וכיפר עליה, וטהרה ממקור דמיה. זאת תורת היולדת לזכר או לנקבה. ואם לא תמצא ידך דייסה, ולקחה 2 תורים, או 2 בני יונה, אחד לעולה ואחד לחטאת, וכיפר עליה הכהן, וטהרה.
Okay, and that is the end of chapter 12. We're going to go right into chapter 13. Here we go. All right. chapter 13, starting with verse 1.
And Yahweh spoke to Moshe and to Aaron, saying, when a man has on the skin of his body a swelling, a scab, or a bright spot, and it shall become on the skin of his body like a leprous infection, then he shall be brought to Aaron the priest, or to one of his sons the priests, and the priest shall look at the infection on the skin of the body, and if the hair on the infection has turned white, and the infection appears to be deeper than the skin of his body, it is a leprous infection, and the priest shall look at him and pronounce him unclean. But if the bright spot is white on the skin of his body, and does not appear to be deeper than the skin, and its hair has not turned white, then the priest shall shut up the infected 7 days. And the priest shall look at him on the 7th day and see if the infection appears to be as it was, and the infection has not spread on the skin, then the priest shall shut him up another 7 days. And the priest shall look at him again on the 7th day and see if the infection has darkened and the infection has not spread on his skin, then the priest shall pronounce him clean. It is a scab, and he shall wash his garments and be clean.
Okay, let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew.
פרק י"ג. וידבר אדוני אל משה ואל אהרון לאמור, אדם כי יהיה בעור בשרו שאת או ספחת או בהרת, והיה בעור בשרו לנגע צרעת, והוא בא אל אהרון הכהן או אל אחד מבניו הכהנים, וראה הכהן את הנגע בעור הבשר, ושיער בנגע הפך לבן, ומראה הנגע עמוק מעור בשרו, נגע צרעת הוא. וראהו הכהן, וטימא אותו. ואם בהרת לבנה היא בעור בשרו, ועמוק אין מראיה מן העור, ושערה לא הפך לבן, והסגיר הכהן את הנגע 7 ימים. וראהו הכהן ביום השביעי, והנה הנגע עמד בעיניו, לא פסה הנגע בעור. והסגירו הכהן 7 ימים שנית. וראה הכהן אותו ביום השביעי שנית, והנה כהה הנגע, ולא פסה הנגע בעור. וטיהרו הכהן, מספחת היא, וכיבס בגדיו, וטהר.
Okay, and we're going to continue on verse 7. But if the scab spread further over the skin after he has been seen by the priest for its cleansing, he shall be seen by the priest again. And the priest shall look and see if the scab has spread on the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is leprosy. When the infection of leprosy is on a man, then he shall be brought to the priest, and the priest shall look and see if the swelling on the skin is white, and it has turned the hair white, and there is a spot of raw flesh in the swelling. It is an old leprosy on the skin of his body, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. He does not shut him up, for he is unclean. And if leprosy breaks out all over the skin, and the leprosy shall cover all the skin of the infected one, from his head to his foot, wherever the priest looks, then the priest shall look and see. If the leprosy has covered all his body, he shall pronounce the infected one clean. It has all turned white, he is clean. But the day raw flesh appears on him, he is unclean. And the priest shall look at the raw flesh and pronounce them to be unclean. The raw flesh is unclean. It is leprosy. I read the verse 15. Let's hear that in the Hebrew.
ואם פסו תפסה המספחת בעור, אחרי הראותו אל הכהן לטהרתו, ונראה שנית אל הכהן. וראה הכהן והנה פסתה המספחת בעור, וטימאו הכהן. צרעת היא. נגע צרעת כי תהיה באדם, והובא אל הכהן. וראה הכהן והנה שרעת לבנה בעור, והיא הפכת שיער לבן, ומחיית בשר חי בשרעת. צרעת נושנת היא בעור בשרו, וטימאו הכהן. לא יסגירנו, כי טמא הוא. ואם פרוח תפרח הצרעת בעור, וכיסתה הצרעת את כל עור הנגע, מראשו ועד רגליו, לכל מראה עיני הכהן. וראה הכהן והנה כיסתה הצרעת את כל בשרו, וטיהר את הנגע. כולו הפך לבן, טהור הוא. וביום הראות בו בשר חי, יטמא. וראה הכהן את הבשר החי, וטימאו. הבשר החי, טמא הוא, צרעת הוא.
Okay. So we're going to continue with verse 16.
Or when the raw flesh changes and turns white again, he shall come to the priest, and the priest shall look at him and see if the infection has turned white. Then the priest shall pronounce the infected one clean, he is clean. And when the body has a boil in the skin, and it is healed, and in the place of the boil there comes a white swelling or a bright spot, reddish white, then it shall be seen by the priest, and the priest shall look and see. If it appears deeper than the skin, and its hair has turned white, the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprous infection which has broken out of the boil. But if the priest looks at it and sees no white hair in it, and it is not deeper than the skin, but has faded, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And if he has spread further over the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprous infection. But if the bright spot stays in its place, it has not spread. It is the scar of the boil, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Or when the body receives a burn on its skin by fire, and the raw flesh of the burn shall become a bright spot, reddish white or white, then the priest shall look at it and see if the hair of the bright spot has turned white, and it appears deeper than the skin, it is leprosy broken out in the burn, and the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprous infection.
Okay. Let's hear to verse 25 in the Hebrew.
וכי ישוב הבשר החי ונהפך ללבן, ובא אל הכהן. וראהו הכהן, והנה נהפך הנגע ללבן, וטיהר הכהן את הנגע, טהור הוא. ובשר כי יהיה בו בעורו שחין, ונרפא. והיה במקום השכין שאת לבנה, ובהרת לבנה אדמדמת, ונראה אל הכהן. וראה הכהן, והנה מראה השפל מן העור, ושערה הפך לבן, וטמאו הכהן, נגע צרעת היא, בשכין פרחה. ואם יראנה הכהן, והנה אין בך שיער לבן, ושפלה איננה מן העור, והיא חיה, והסגרו הכהן 7 ימים. ואם פסו תפסה בעור, וטימא הכהן אותו, נגע היא. ואם תחתיה תעמוד הבהרת, לא פסעת, צרבת השכין היא, וטיהרו הכהן. ובשר כי יהיה בעורו מחבת אש, והייתה מחיית המחווה, בהרת לבנה אדמדמת או לבנה. וראה אותה הכהן, והנה נהפך שיער לבן בבהרת, ומראה עמוק מן העור. צרעת היא, במחווה פרחה, וטימא אותו הכהן, נגע צרעת היא. ואם
Okay, we're going to continue with verse 26. There we go. But if the priest looks at it and sees there are no white hairs in the bright spot, and it is not deeper than the skin, but has faded, then the priest shall shut him up 7 days. And the priest shall look at him on the 7th day. If it spreads further over the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a leprous infection. But if the bright spot stays in its place and has not spread on the skin, but has faded, it is a swelling from the burn, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is the scar from the burn. And when a man or a woman has an infection on the head or in the beard, then the priest shall look at the infection and see if it appears deeper than the skin, and there is thin yellow hair in it, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is an eruption, a leprosy of the head or beard. But when the priest looks at the infection of the eruption and sees that it does not appear deeper than the skin, and there is no black hair in it, then the priest shall shut up the one with the infection of the eruption 7 days. And on the 7th day the priest shall look at the infection and see if the eruption has not spread, and there is no yellow hair in it, and the eruption does not appear deeper than the skin, then he shall shave himself, but the eruption he does not shave. And the priest shall shut up the one with the eruption another 7 days. And on the 7th day the priest shall look at the eruption and see if the eruption has not spread over the skin, and does not appear deeper than the skin, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean, and he shall wash his garments, and he shall be clean. But if the eruption spreads further over the skin after his cleansing, then the priest shall look at him and see if the eruption has spread over the skin. The priest need not seek for yellow hair, he is unclean. But if the eruption appears to have stayed and there is a black hair grown up in it, the eruption has healed, he is clean, and the priest shall pronounce him clean. Okay, I read the verse 37. Let's hear that in the Hebrew.
טימא אותו הכהן, נגע צרעת. ואם יראנה הכהן, והנה אין בבהרת שיער לבן, ושפלה איננה מן העור, והיא חיה, והסגרו הכהן 7 ימים. וראהו הכהן ביום השביעי, אם פסו תפסה בעור, וטימא הכהן אותו, נגע צרעת היא. ואם תחתיה תעמוד הבהרת, לא פסתה בעור, והיא חיה, שאת המחווה היא, וטיהרו הכהן, כי צרבת המחווה היא. ואיש או אישה כי יבוא נגע בראש או בזקן, וראה הכהן את הנגע, והנה מראהו עמוק מן העור, ובו שיער צהוב דק, וטימא אותו הכהן, נתק הוא. צרעת הראש או הזקן הוא. וכי יראה הכהן את נגע הנתק, והנה אין מראהו עמוק מן העור, ושיער שחור אין בו. והסגיר הכהן את נגע הנתק 7 ימים, וראה הכהן את הנגע ביום השביעי, והנה לא פסה הנתק, ולא היה בו שיער צהוב, ומראה הנתק אין עמוק מן העור. והתגלח, ואת הנתק לא יגלח, והסגיר הכהן את הנתק 7 ימים שני. וראה הכהן את הנתק ביום השביעי, והנה לא פסה הנתק בעור, ומראהו איננו עמוק מן העור, וטיהר אותו הכהן, וכיבס בגדיו, וטהר. ואם פסו יפסה הנתק בעור, אחרי טהרתו, וראהו הכהן, והנה פסה הנתק בעור, לא יבקר הכהן לשיער הצהוב, טמא הוא. ואם בעיניו עמד הנתק, ושיער שחור צמח בו, נרפא הנתק, טהור הוא, וטיהרו הכהן.
Okay, we're going to continue with verse 38.
And when a man or a woman has bright spots on the skin of the body, white bright spots, then the priest shall look and see if the bright spots on the skin of the body are dull white. It is a white spot that grows on the skin. He is clean. And when a man loses the hair of his head, he is bald, he is clean. And if the hair has fallen from his forehead, he is bald on the forehead, he is clean. And when there is on the bald head or bald forehead a reddish white infection, it is leprosy breaking out of his bald head or his bald forehead. And the priest shall look at it and see if the swelling of the infection is reddish white on his bald head or on his bald forehead, as the appearance of leprosy on the skin of the body. He is a leprous man. He is unclean. The priest shall pronounce him unclean. Without fail, his infection is on his head. As for the leper who has the infection, his garments are torn, and his head is uncovered, and he has to cover his upper lip and cry, "Unclean, unclean!" He is unclean. All the days he has the infection, he is unclean. He is unclean, and he dwells alone. His dwelling place is outside the camp. And when a garment has an infection of leprosy in it, in a woolen garment, or in a linen garment, or in the wrap of, or in the or in the weft of linen or wool, or in leather, or in any leather work, and the infection shall be greenish or reddish in the garment, or in the leather, or in the warp, or in the weft, or in any leather object. it is an infection of leprosy and shall be shown to the priest. And the priest shall look at the infection and shut up the infected one 7 days.
Okay. Now we read the verse 50. Let's hear that in the Hebrew.
ואיש או אישה כי יהיה בעור בשרם בהרות לבנות. וראה הכהן, והנה בעור בשרם בהרות כהות לבנות, בוהק הוא, פרח בעור, טהור הוא. ואיש כי ימרט ראשו, קרח הוא, טהור הוא. ואם מפאת פניו ימרט ראשו, גיבח הוא, טהור הוא. וכי יהיה בקרחת או בגבחת נגע לבן אדמדם, רעת פורחת היא בקרחתו או בגבחתו. וראה אותו הכהן, והנה שאת הנגע לבנה אדמדמת בקרחתו או בגבחתו, כמראה צרעת עור בשר. איש צרוע הוא, טמא הוא, טמא יטמאנו הכהן, בראשו נגעו. והצרוע אשר בו הנגע, בגדיו יהיו פרומים, בראשו יהיה פרוע, ועל כפם יעטה, וטמא טמא יקרא. כל ימי אשר הנגע בו יטמא, טמא הוא, בדד ישב, מחוץ למחנה מושבו. והבגד כי יהיה בו נגע צרעת, בבגד צמר או בבגד פשתים, או בשתי או בערב, לפשתים ולצמר, או בעור או בכל מלאכת עור. והיה הנגע ירקרק או אדמדם, בבגד או בעור או בשתי או בערב, או בכל כלי עור, נגע צרעת הוא, והוראה את הכהן. וראה הכהן את הנגע, והסגיר את הנגע 7 ימים. וראה...
Okay. Let's continue with verse 51. And he shall look at the infection on the 7th day, and when the infection hath spread in the garment, or in the warp, or in the weft, or in the leather, or any leather work, the infection is an act of leprosy, it is unclean. And he shall burn that garment, or the warp, or the weft, in wool or in linen, or any leather object in which the infection is, for it is an act of leprosy, it is burned with fire. But if the priest looks and sees that the infection hath not spread in the garment, or in the warp, or in the weft, or in any leather object, then the priest shall give command, and they shall wash that in which the infection is, and he shall shut it up another 7 days. And the priest shall look at the infection after it has been washed, and see if the infection hath not changed in appearance, though the infection hath not spread, it is unclean, and burn it in the fire. It is eaten away, it's inside or outside. And if the priest shall look and see that the infection hath faded after washing it, then he shall tear it out of the garment, or out of the warp, or out of the weft, or out of the leather. And if it is still seen in the garment, or in the warp, or in the weft, or in any leather object, it is a spreading infection. Burn it with fire, that in which the infection is. And if you wash the garment, or the warp, or the weft, or any leather object, if the infection has disappeared from it, then it shall be washed a 2nd time, and shall be clean. This is the Torah of the infection of leprosy in a garment of wool or linen, or in the warp, or in the weft, or in any leather object, to pronounce it clean, or to pronounce it unclean. And that is the end of chapter 13. Let's hear that in the Hebrew.
7 ימים. וראה את הנגע ביום השביעי, כי פסע הנגע בבגד, או בשתי, או בערב, או בעור, לכל אשר יעשה העור למלאכה, צרעת ממארת הנגע, טמא הוא. ושרף את הבגד או את השתי או את הערב, בסמר או בפשתים, או את כל כלי העור, אשר יהיה בו הנגע, כי צרעת ממארת היא, באש תשרף. ואם יראה הכהן, והנה לא פסע הנגע, בבגד או בשתי או בערב, או בכל כלי עור, וציווה הכהן, וכיבסו את אשר בו הנגע, והסגירו 7 ימים שנית. וראה הכהן אחרי הוא כבס את הנגע, והנה לא הפך הנגע את עינו, והנגע לא פסע, טמא הוא, באש תשרפנו. וחטאת היא, בקרחתו או בגבחתו. ואם ראה הכהן, והנה כהה הנגע אחרי הוא כבס אותו, וקרע אותו מן הבגד או מן העור, או מן השתי או מן הערב. ואם תראה עוד בבגד או בשתי או בערב או בכל כלי עור, פורחת היא, באש תשרפנו, את אשר בו הנגע. והבגד או השתי או הערב או כל כלי העור, אשר תכבס, וסר מהם הנגע, וכובס שנית, וטהר. זאת תורת נגע צרעת בגד הסמר או הפשתים, או השתי או הערב, או כל כלי עור, לטהרו או לטמאו.
Okay, and that is the end of the first part, the end of chapter 12 and 13. So just to kind of cover what we talked about here, what we read. So first, here in our reading, it's been translated as leprosy, but it's actually not the same condition as like modern day leprosy, what we know of now as modern day leprosy. So if you read the descriptions here, it does not match with what we now call leprosy. So it was something else that could, affect garments and could affect the house, and it was more of a spiritual thing than the actual what we would call today leprosy. So it's kind of a mistranslation there. And also, so this condition of sarat is usually associated with lashon hara, with gossip, with basically like evil tongue, so speaking bad about people. And usually that connection or association is made because when Miriam spoke against her brother Moshe, she was afflicted with sarat, and then he interceded for her, and she was healed. Right, and also we were talking about impure and pure, and it's not like a moral question, like that the person was in sin or that the person did something wrong, because there was not necessarily anything wrong with what they did. It just simply meant that they were at that time not able to come into the Mishkan, into the tabernacle, because they would make it unclean. So it's kind of a matter of being just temporarily disqualified, but not really saying that there's anything morally impure with the person. So that's kind of another way to look at it. And the last thing I wanted to mention was about the leprosy. It brings to mind the 10 lepers that Yeshua healed, right? Representing 10 of the tribe of Israel that were in the dispersion, and how they were healed, and only one returned to thank him for the healing. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add.
Just on that instance that 10 people were healed and only one of them was grateful enough to return and say, thank you for healing me. You know, what happened to the other 9 people who were healed? You know, we are living in a time where we receive so many things from Yahweh, so many things that Yeshua has done for us. And very few people only are truly grateful. So we need to, you know, just think about it. All the wonderful things that we have every day, you know, food, you know, clothes, a roof over our heads, clean water. That's those commodities. You know, we have a friend who lived in Cuba during the time that their possessions were taken and people were left without so many necessities. Even the soap nowadays is something so expensive that in the stores, soap is like $3. And we take it for granted so many times, all the wonderful things that he has done for us. And it, as a matter of fact, at certain point in the history of humankind, Abba pronounced every human being like in a state of uncleanness. You know, we all were not able to come to the presence of Yahweh. We were all impure and we couldn't come to his presence. If it wasn't because of Yeshua HaMashiach, who died for us, who gave his life for us, we will still remain in that state nowadays. So we should be super, grateful that he did it for us. And we are grateful. I am grateful, and I know you are. You who are here, you are grateful as well. So, Baruch atah Yahweh.
We can say the blessing to close.
Before we close, I also wanted to say something that, do you know Leshon Hara, which is the evil tongue, and speaking about other people, evil? Sometimes we do not think we are doing something wrong, speaking about other people or saying bad stuff. We are not the judges. Yahweh is the judge, and we really should be careful about our saying, because now we don't have Sarah, but who knows, how can we be afflicted, right? So we need to be careful with the tongue. So, okay. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Yahweh noten haTorah. Amen.
Thank you, and we'll continue with the next part on Wednesday.
Shalom,
Chapter
shalom.
14.
Shalom, shalom. Be the light of this world, be the salt of this earth. Shalom.